What's going on, everybody? My name is Drew Bishop. I'm a trader, an investor, and an entrepreneur. And this is actually my first YouTube video. So if you found this video, either found it on YouTube or you're coming from the Instagram page at Forex Bish. And what this video today is called my Sunday Best. And basically what that means is I'm going to go into what I'll be looking at throughout the week with news events and then kind of my top trading opportunities throughout the week. So if it's something you're interested in, please subscribe. Also, I'm going to be doing live trading rooms starting in August. I'm going to be doing Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I'm going to live stream the beginning of the New York session. So if it's something you're interested in, let me know or subscribe to the channel. But with that being said, let's get into my first video. All right, everybody, welcome to my first Sunday video. So the way I want to do it is by first going over the news events for the week. So on Monday, the first ones that stand out to me are the Bank of England and the FOMC member Williams speaking. So what I would do now is I'd write down Monday, July 13th, 10:30 GBP USD news. So that's as easy as it is. Create a journal for your news events. That way you can be in touch with what's going on. I'll keep going down to Tuesday. I see a monetary policy statement, which is pretty much like a interest rate decision. And you can click this box right here, and it gives you, where to go? There you go. Gives you all the information you need. It tells you how much it comes out, how often, the next time it's coming out. Kind of gives you a little bit of inside information of why it's important to look at. And then the history about how many times it's come out and kind of what's been going on. So that's why I like this site. I think it's got a lot of good insight on it. But that's what's important to me on Tuesday. Now going to Wednesday, we've got the monetary policy statement, the rate statement, and then as well as a press conference. I like taking note in all these press conferences because I feel like a lot of movement happens when a press conference or any type of speaker is going on. So the same way I would do this, the same way as I was highlight this right here, FOMC member Harker speaking at 11 o'clock about the US dollar. Well, not necessarily about the US dollar, but this would have impact on the US dollar. So keep going down. Another thing I'll take note in is the employment change and the unemployment rate coming out at 8:30 p.m. on the Aussie dollar. So just write that down. I'm not going to day trade anytime close to this time period, but to wake up on, well, this would be Wednesday. Yeah, so Thursday morning I could possibly see some movement in the Aussie pairs. Thursday, we've got a monetary policy statement on the euro, which is going to be very important. So I'd mark this down in my journal, as well as I don't usually mark down retail sales, but I mean, look how much stuff is going on, right? We got the press conference of the ECB, we got the core retail sales coming out, and then we got unemployment claims coming out as well. So a lot of US dollar news and a lot of euro stuff happening on Thursday. So this is a quick breakdown on how I'd use Forex Factory, what I would look at, and kind of why I view certain things the way I do, and kind of how I would journal them. So with that in mind, let's now get into the chart work. So starting on the dollar Canadian, I want to start with here because this is one of the pairs I talked about last week, and we've since seen a little bit of movement, nothing crazy. So first thing I see is this high momentum move, right? This is a huge slope move to the downside, a lot of bearish pressure where we popped off right here. Look at this candle here, show me rejection, and look at this candle here, show me buying pressure is waiting. So if I was to see a sell-off coming or a bearish push, where would the place I expect them to trade at? And obviously I would expect this zone to be retested, right? So now dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, you'll see it held as support, violated, came up, tested as resistance, shot down, had a big rejection candle here before popping through to the upside, testing as support, testing as support. So that's the same reason I'd want to see a violation of this level before I look to get short. So if we can see a violation of this level, then I look for a pullback and then a price action opportunity in this zone to look for a trend continuation type move to the lower end of this box. Once again, this is the dollar Canadian. Still need a lot of stuff to take place, but if it happens, I think there's a little bit room to go. So the next pair I'm going to go to is the New Zealand dollar. I've already got it on there, but I'm going to go to the daily time frame, and actually I'm just going to start from a blank chart. I know some people like that best. So here's the New Zealand dollar on a blank chart. So first thing I want to figure out is what have we most recently done? Well, we broke above this spike right here. As you can see, it was a huge spike, right? We broke above it. Came back, traded a little bit below here in this area, but for the most part, we've respected this little zone, right? If I zoned it out, we would say we respected this zone. But we are still trading at this level of resistance here. We never violated this on the daily time frame, even though we did test above it. So what I would want to predict now is, hey, if we break above this level, where do I predict price to go to? And next area I predict to see a retest of would be, let me get this out of the way so I can show it to you, would be this level right up here. So this level here looks like it holds some value because, number one, it's a decision point. But number two, I love this right here. See, this is 67 even. This number like that, a lot of even numbers hold a lot of psychological psychological, however you say that word, but they hold a lot of value, right? It's even handle number as well as numbers that are like 50s or any type of even number. They hold a lot of value in the market, whether it's from retail traders trading them or any type of AI type software. You usually see a lot of rejections or reactions around these areas. So with that in mind, dropping down the 4-hour time frame. As you can see, this is the area we kind of consolidated up to it, right? We never broke above, which is why I still need to see this. I need to see a break up. That'd be a red light signal if we can get a break above this level. If I can get that type of move, I would then look for a yellow light move back into here. Actually, let me go ahead and make this yellow. And then I would mark off this zone of structure right here. This is the area in which I'm looking for a pullback to come back into before looking for a price action opportunity to look long up until targets 1 off the top, and then rolling stops and rolling targets up to, what was it, 67? Yeah, 67 even up there. So that's New Zealand dollar. Potential trend continuation move if we get a push above. We'll see what happens there. Now I want to go to what I'll be looking at for a day trading move on the lower time frames. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go ahead and box this off from a blank chart, but I always start in the daily time frame. So from the daily time frame, what have we recently done? We've most recently broken close above this little minor level structure here as well as right here. So what I'm going to do now is I say, hey, if we're going to make a move to the upside, where would I predict that move to go to? And there's not a ton of room here from this higher time frame, but this is the area in which I expect a move to push up into if we can get a little bit of a push up. So now, dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, you'll kind of see what I'm looking at. So here was this area, right? A lot of rejections, a lot of resistance holding here in this zone still, right here, and one last candle before popping to the upside. So now I'm going to drop down to my day trading time frame. The 1 hour is the highest time frame I use for my day trades. So what I would do is this. I'd mark off this zone right here. So the same way I talk about the red lights and the yellow lights, as you'll see, the red light move has already happened, right? This is my red light breaker structure here. Here is my yellow light pullback. And now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a green light price action entry to look long. So one thing I want to take note of is, once again, this is going to be a day trading opportunity. So for the most part, this would have to be a conservative type entry in here because the high time frames are pretty much still undecided. I mean, look at right here, right? This is a lot of consolidation, so not a ton going on. Also, what I want to take note in and show you guys is this detail right here. So this kind of stuff doesn't matter to everybody, but it does to me. This big wick right here. So if you can see this wick right here, what this basically represents is, let's walk through what happened. So price pushed up to here, got shut down to here. This little level was held where price pushed up, and then boom, the bears came and shut them down before rolling price over to here, which tells me that there was a lot of selling pressure in this little candle, in this little area, which is the same reason why when I come over here now and I'm saying I want to look for entry, I want to be conservative, right? Because I know all these price action clues that I'm looking at from a higher time frame perspective, and then I'm already taking a day trading trade, which is riskier because lower time frames obviously don't hold as much value, right? So here's 3 pairs, the New Zealand dollar, the dollar Canadian, and the pound Aussie that I'll be looking for a couple opportunities this week. I appreciate you guys watching. This is obviously the first YouTube video. I hope it wasn't too long and I didn't speak too fast. But if you guys got any feedback, what do you want to see in the future, or what you did like or didn't like about this video, please comment below and let me know, because I want to make this as interacting as possible. And like I said, I'm looking forward to the live stream, so I'd love to get to know you guys and kind of introduce myself from a personal standpoint. So thank you guys for watching, and let's get it. Have a great week.